Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about how the Marvel Cinematic Universe is striking out with Gen Z. In fact, the Young Avengers, nobody cares. This is a huge problem because this is the demographic that Marvel Comics have been chasing for the last couple of years unsuccessfully. And now the movies are doing the same thing unsuccessfully.
Yeah.
And this is the face I missed. This is the face they're all making in the boardroom right now. Like, oh my God, every movie seems to do worse and worse and worse. And, they keep doubling down on characters nobody cares about. And, I think they moved beyond blaming the fans directly because there are too many people not seeing these movies that you can't just be like, it's just a vocal minority. It's just like, nobody's going to see these movies.
Yeah, that's just it. You can't argue that.
Yeah, so let's talk about this because they're saying that it's mostly Gen X and millennials who cared about the MCU. I'm like, well, if it were done correctly, you might have been able to get people on board. But imagine that nobody cares about Ms. Marvel.
Shocker. Oh, it's almost like all the times they tried to make her stick in the comics and the games and everything before, and it wasn't working, was an indication that no one gives a shit.
Right.
Shocker. I tell you. Oh, and it also proves that they don't read comics either. Shocker.
But that's your marketing, right? That's what I understand. It's like your marketing research right there was we tried to make Ms. Marvel stick in other media, and every time she failed. She had her book canceled how many times? The Avengers video game was such a failure that Crystal Dynamics wound up like getting sold off and then dismantled for parts, and they shut the game down completely. What is it gonna take? To get through to them that people don't want this. They don't want this. The kids that you're chasing, they think you're lame. They don't want this. Let's talk about it. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
This is coming from Screen Rant. We'll go out to this article and then we'll talk about just how bad the Marvels is actually doing. Because as of a day ago, the Marvels has not broken 200 million globally. It was supposed to do that like opening weekend.
Yeah, wasn't it? It was supposed to dominate because of women, strong women.
$1 billion movie incoming, guys. So again, this was like a week ago. They said alarming statistic. Marvel statistic sets up a huge problem for the Avengers replacement. They said the Marvel Cinematic Universe is struggling to attract younger audiences, as seen in the data for the historically bad opening weekend of the Marvels.
It broke records for being so shit.
Yes. The Young Avengers team, which targets younger viewers, may face challenges if younger audiences are not showing up to cinemas. So they're going all in on this Young Avengers thing. That so let me get straight. You got rid of all the bankable, recognizable male heroes, basically, and Natasha too, but you got rid of all the classic Avengers to replace them with Kate Bishop and Kamala Khan, and now it turns out that demographic doesn't want it. They probably would have been happier with Steve Rogers and Tony Stark.
We don't have to say that. How dare you? How very dare you?
It's unclear whether the issue lies with the MCU itself or with a decline in cinema attendance among Gen Z, but project quality and return to the interconnected narrative of the Infinity Saga could help increase viewership overall. Oh, fuck off. Look, YouTubers like us have been saying for the last 4 or 5 years that Marvel is broken, that it's in decline post-Endgame. And everybody's like, no, it's not. You're just Nazis.
You just hate women.
You hate women. You hate black people. You hate. You're just full of hate. You're just full of hate. I saw one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen the other day.
Which was what? You see a lot of ridiculous things.
I see a lot of ridiculous things. So I had a friend send a video link to a podcast where they were talking about the new Doctor Who. And one of the people on there, there was no argument, but the person on there was just like, you're just full of hate, and anybody that hates this franchise is just full of hate, and I'm so stressed out, I feel like I might vomit. I'm like, if you get that upset, you get that worked up over somebody not liking your damn cartoon show or your damn science fiction show or whatever, you got bigger problems, dude. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but that is the mindset of the people that have been defending Marvel when it's very obvious. And there's no argument. Like, you can't even, like, it's broken. Like, Marvel is
clearly problems, guys.
Broken. Disney is broken. Yeah, we've been saying it. Other people have been saying it. And all you did was just blow us off like, you're just a bunch of Nazis. It makes me feel bad.
This is me caring. Oh, wait, yeah, right. I don't care.
So they said the Marvels had the worst MCU opening weekend since The Incredible Hulk. And that's when they were first getting started. And people were like, oh, is this a sequel to the other Hulk movie that wasn't that good? It's clear that Marvel Studios failed to garner audience attention at large. However, viewership data posted by IndieWire reveals one particularly concerning data point. Only 19% of the Marvel's viewers during opening weekend were between the ages of 18 and 24.
How do they know all this stuff? That's what people want to know. And I kind of have to agree. Like, how do you know how many men went? How do you know what color they are?
Did they like survey them when they came out?
They taping you as you go in and someone's watching all the tapings to see? I mean, you know, how do they know? Credit card receipts, what if you pay cash?
I don't know. The largest piece of viewership pie belongs to the next age group between 25 and 34. Yeah, it turned out that it was mostly, and we talked about this before, it's mostly white dudes, older white dudes that went to go see the Marvels, probably out of habit. Probably because they're like, I can't quit Marvel. And these are actually a lot of the people that have come after people like us. They're like middle-aged white dudes that are standing for corporate product, subpar corporate product.
Don't you harass poor Disney. How dare you?
How dare you hurt Mickey's feelings? Yeah, they're like, this is not good. They said viewers age 13 to 17, they put Ms. Marvel in there to try to attract a younger audience. They only account for 8%.
And that's going to be that's their audience they're going to have. Like with Star Wars and stuff, they kept arguing, oh, we're trying to appeal to the younger audience so they stay with us longer. But that's what they're probably trying to do here, and it's not going to work. It's not working.
No, and that's what they tried to do.
Their audience is going to age out. They're not going to have those toxic middle-aged people anymore.
That's the problem they're having with comic books right now. Basically, they're, and I do completely understand, your audience now is going to get older and die. And if you want to keep making comic books, you got to get some young blood in there. I get that. I completely get that. However, while you've still got your audience alive and kicking, you want to milk them as long as you can. Right. Mm-hmm. So what you do.
That sounds wrong, but yes.
Well, that's, it's corporate America, man. So what you do is you keep that audience happy. Then you introduce new characters, but you don't mess with the classic characters. Like, okay, 45-year-old dudes are buying Captain America every month. They're buying Spider-Man every month. Let's keep them happy. Let's go create some new characters, but they did it wrong in the case of Kamala Khan, where they're basically like, no, we're going to make her the center of the Marvel universe now.
After we made, Captain Marvel the center. And now we're going to go with her now.
So now they're questioning everything. This is coming from Screen Rant. They said the Marvel's disappointing viewership statistic for those between 13 and 24 begs the question of whether young audiences ever actually made up a larger piece of the Marvel Studios audience.
Well, it's funny because Ms. Marvel, they were obviously the show. They were super trying to go for a younger audience, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Squid King yesterday. We were walking, and he said that there was this video he saw on TikTok, this one girl, and she's like, 20-ish or somewhere or younger. And she was like all about Marvel after she saw Avengers. And she's even like, the new stuff sucks. Like, I don't care anymore. It's like, I loved Marvel, but now, and this is the audience they want. And she's like, I liked it before you messed it up, basically.
So, I mean, I can't imagine, why.
Why you don't want to watch this?
Why people wouldn't turn out in droves to see a team made up of these D-list characters. Nobody, look, you can get the kids in there. Why are you putting Vision in there? Young Avengers with that. No, actually give us West Coast Avengers.
I was going to say, that's more West Coast Avengers, yeah.
But I'm like, you're going to do a movie with these teenagers when teenagers aren't watching Marvel. They don't care. Kids cared about Marvel when basically boys cared about Marvel when they could buy Spider-Man and Captain America and Iron Man action figures.
Those are still what they asked for.
That's still what they asked, those core characters. And again, just like Star Wars, you're like, oh, it's bigger than Luke Skywalker, so let's kick his old ass to the curb and bring in some... What? People don't want the Rays?
I don't get it.
We don't get it. I don't understand. Disney doesn't understand what they bought. And they're trying to...
They keep doing that.
They're basically going to try to turn Marvel into Disney Channel bullshit, And it's like, it's not going to work.
No.
Like, this is not the fucking Thundermans or whatever the show was with the superheroes. Like, this is the MCU. They want Tony Stark. They want Steve Rogers. They want Peter Parker. Not Miles Morales. No, actually, they'd probably take Miles. If Miles was done well in live action, I think he would work. But, again, it's going to come at the expense of Peter Parker. You know that. They're not going to be like, oh, yeah, this is multiverse Miles like it was originally. It's going to be like, no, we're going to kill Peter Parker off because Tom Holland doesn't want to renew his contract, and then we'll bring Miles in. Then, the Spider-Man movies aren't doing as well as we thought they would. We don't understand what happened, guys. Yeah, they're like, but it's okay. Gen Z is not attending cinemas overall as much as other age groups, signaling a problem with the theater-going experience more than the MCU itself. No, it's fucking broken. It's broke. Marvel is broke. Disney is broke. People will go see, like they went to go see Spider-Verse. Gen Z went to go see Spider-Verse.
Yeah, they all went to go. All of them went to go see Mario and stuff like that too.
Yeah,
Barbie. They all went to those. They'll go to movies they want to see. They'll go to movies they feel. Hey, a lot of Gen Z went to see Barbenheimer. It was like they were all doing it because it was a Barbenheimer was a thing to do. They'll go there if it's something that they honestly want to go to do.
So let's talk about just how bad the box office is for the Marvels. And God, Bob Iger has got to be taking a lot of cold showers in his big shower in his office.
His big shower, yeah.
Because this has got to be a wake-up call. Like, I'm sorry, Disney. You have had too many failures, big, but I mean, you're talking hundreds of millions of dollars lost on Marvel movies and Disney Plus shows that nobody wants to freaking watch. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Somebody needs to take the keys away and be like, let's put somebody in charge that actually knows what the hell people want. This ain't it, man. The Marvels continues to swing low at the global box office. Collider has this. The Marvels struggles to reach 200 million worldwide and reflects audience fatigue with superhero films and changing consumer habits. What? Audience fatigue with superhero films and changing consumer habits. No, they're watching other shit because Marvel's shit. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I mean, yeah, if it's a change, like, yeah, we're going to watch something else. We're going to watch anime or some shit. We're not watching this shit anymore. The film's international box office performance experienced a negative 60% hold on its third weekend. The production cost of the Marvels was $250 million, making it unlikely to turn a profit. They said so far it's only done on a global scale, 187 million after 3 weeks.
That's terrible.
They expected that the first weekend, opening weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Third weekend, 76 million from the domestic box office. We were told you lied to us. We were told that it was going to make more than that opening weekend.
Yeah. And they're talking about how it was like, how much money it cost, $250. It was $270 something, and then they got $55 million credit. And I am telling you, they spent a shit ton of money on the marketing. This and Wish, they spent a lot of money on the marketing. So it would probably have to make closer to $600 to $700 million just to break even.
Oh yeah.
If I were gonna guess, even if it was like 600 million, 500, 600 million, it's not coming anywhere near that either.
Nope. But this movie's gonna make $1 billion. It's gonna be the biggest thing ever. It's gonna be, man, because Captain Marvel made $1 billion in the box office. This movie's gonna make $2 billion because
it's because of the pandemic. No, it's because people don't give a shit about your movies because they suck.
Yeah, they can't use that excuse. They keep using that excuse, but they can't use it anymore because we've seen movies make lots of money.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not a must-see film. No. Like, Super Mario Brothers, everybody went. If Oppenheimer, Barbie, everybody went. Like they did, they kicked ass because everybody went to those movies. Guardians of the Galaxy, even Volume 3, almost everybody went. The reason they're not going to these movies is because they suck, and they're not ones that people feel like they have to go see. And this is after them making a big deal how they're huge on TikTok. A lot of the like Barbie and Oppenheimer, the Barbieheimer thing, that came out of TikTok and stuff like that. You guys should have leveraged something like that, but you didn't.
God. So what gets me with this is like, at no point in time did somebody pull Kevin Feige or one of the Bobs, whichever Bob greenlit this, aside and say, hey, this is a really bad idea. Like, nobody really...
We kept saying it, and we know they listened. They listened to our videos.
They hate watch us.
They do. We know they do.
We know they do.
And the thing is, we've said it multiple times. I know other YouTubers said it multiple times. People on Twitter were saying it, and we're getting lots of views, and not that it was noticeable. Everybody was telling them, like I said, iceberg, 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 and they aren't listening. And then I'm like, it's an iceberg of toxic masculinity.
They may not have a choice but to listen at this point, because we're talking this thing needed to make $700 million worldwide. $700 million worldwide to make a profit, and it hasn't even broke 200 yet after 3 weeks. It's over. I mean, after these movies, they burn hot. Like, if they don't make their money back in the first couple of weeks, you know, and sometimes they get legs. They get legs.
I don't think this is going to be one of them.
No, this one's going to be dumped on the Disney Plus too. Like, I don't know how many box office bombs it's going to take to get through to Disney that what they're doing ain't working, whether it's Marvel or their animation. Now, the one thing you'd think they wouldn't fuck up, but they're fucking up animation too, Pixar and Disney, and Star Wars. You know, Star Wars was the precursor to this. It's like, in that case, it was kind of like, well, it wasn't really there, whatever. You'd think they would have learned from their mistakes. No, Disney doesn't learn a damn thing. They just keep... So somebody's got to take the keys away. I think there needs to be some upheaval in the boardroom and just be like, you've got some of the most bankable, marketable characters in the world, in pop culture history, and you're failing. Like, this has to be deliberate. Like, you have to... Nobody can be this stupid, right?
Apparently.
Apparently.
I was like, no one can be this stupid. I'm like, well, it seems like they can be.
Yeah, well, they're... Good luck with that, because just in all the movies they released this year, they probably lost $1 billion+. Just burned it.
That's what I don't get. It's like they're just all burning money like it's nothing. And I'm like, you know how many people you could have helped with that money?
Yeah. Anyway, are we going to wrap this up?
Yes.
Let's wrap this up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.